Man, Sam, I'm excited to have you on the podcast as a sponsor. We're glad you could join us today. How's it going?
Thanks, motherfucker. I'm doing good. How are you? I see you got all these brews here.
Yeah, man. This Just the Haze tastes great.
Yeah, you got that non-alcoholic. I guess it's too early for you, huh?
Yeah, it's too early for me. Trayvon is definitely drinking alcoholic beer. Cole, what do you think?
Dude, Sammy, I just want to say, dude, I think you outdid yourself with this non-alcoholic.
Yeah. Go ahead and take a tug on that, just a haze.
Yeah.
Sammy.
How'd that treat you?
Yeah, it's really good, man. You know what's amazing is you look really good for your age. You're about 210 years old.
Yeah, thanks, man. All I do is just keep drinking these brews, and I just keep getting younger.
Yeah.
Sammy, one other thing is that your arms are particularly not small. What's your favorite bicep exercise?
Well, I like to call them the 12-ounce curls. Sometimes I drink it in a can. Sometimes I drink it out of glass. But either way, I'm getting...
Well, we might have to censor that one, Sam. But thanks for joining the show. And any last words?
I'll catch y'all on the flip side, motherfucker. Keep drinking them Sammy Adams brews, baby.
Yes.
You're hired.
Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G at Small Arms, Danny at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. This is an emergency special edition podcast that we had to drop immediately because new podcast sponsor Hoodis. New podcast sponsor
Who is it?
Hoodis. And
Yep.
if you hold your horses for a second. If you would have told me, well, I kind of really didn't go to college, but when I lived on campus, if you would work for beer, I would sign up for it. And we now, fellas, have a beer sponsor here at the Roundtable Podcast. And I went to Ohio State this weekend and took my Sam Adams cooler and took me fucking 2 12-packs.
Yep.
And it was amazing. And I looked right across at Joe Johnson and said, Joe Johnson,
What'd you tell him?
do you want a free beer? Because we now have a podcast sponsor with Samuel Adams beer.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Sammy. He's hanging out here. Yeah. And listen, I'm trying the Just the Haze, which is Sam Adams non-alcoholic. It's 9 in the morning. Trayvon. Trey's
Cole's
I have
gotta
an
load me up.
Oktoberfest.
yeah, I fuck with that, Trey.
Shout out.
And you could see Cole's got the holsters. He's 5 deep over here. He's jamming Danny's koozie together.
At a loss for words.
But this is exciting because we've been doing the podcast now. Oh, cheers, fellas.
Prost.
Thanks, Sam Adams. Appreciate you.
One taste.
Hell yeah. And I got to tell you, what's amazing is we did a year of just on the app, probably almost 2 years right now, out here. And obviously Max Ever Muscle has been supporting it the whole time. Now to have Sam Adams support it, I got another one I'm working on. I'm not going to release yet. But fucking, we're coming up in the world, fellas.
Fuck yeah, we are.
How do you feel? I know how you look, Cole. How do you feel right now?
I love how you're
Honestly,
standing right now, by the way.
To have the support of a company and a guy like Sam Adams, a.k.a. Small Arm Sammy.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing, the words can't describe how great I feel right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Trayvon, you got the swim trunks on.
I do have the swim trunks on. They're amazing, yeah. I feel great right now because I've been drinking the Oktoberfest,
Yes.
which is amazing. I'm not even a big beer lover, but when
That's
it comes
true.
but when it comes to Sam Adams beer,
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Trey, I like it.
Yep.
Daniel?
Yeah, I'm an Oktoberfest and Summer Ale fan and have been to the plant in Boston and did a
As
tour.
have I.
Really?
Yeah.
So super.
I need to go there.
It's
yeah,
cool.
super sick. And little known fact, Small Arm Sammy did have to have custom made sleeves back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah, just it is fact.
Ooh, custom
Yeah.
wig, custom sleeves.
Yep.
So I'm gonna tell you guys a Sam Adams story now that we're here around the picnic table indoors. So I was at a campus party. I'm about 20, and I'm drinking Ice House, which is fucking terrible, by the way. And I'm
Is that a beer?
drinking Natural Light, yes. And my dude Chunk rolls in. His name's Todd J. Shout out Todd. What up, Todd? He rolls in and he drops down a 6-pack of Winter Lager by Sam Adams. He goes, Corey, have you ever drank a real beer before? I said, Chunk, I don't think so. Pops me one, gives it to me. Changed my life. I've been drinking dark beer, literally, in a snobby way ever since then because I tasted real hops, Danny.
Yeah.
I tasted a real beer.
You're a slut for dark beer.
I'm a slut for dark beer.
Yeah.
Now, I am drinking the non-alcoholic Just the Haze because it's 9 a.m.
Which I just want to
Which
say.
is fucking good, ain't it,
This is
Cole?
fucking
actually-
fantastic.
it
So
is
I'm a
really
big
good.
IPA guy.
You are a big
This
IPA.
tastes like fucking legit.
Yeah, you're here for it.
Yeah, I'm a huge, Just the Haze all fucking day.
You can literally drink
fucking
beer
do it.
all day.
Yeah.
And I talk about being a degenerate and drinking beer during the week, but it's like, you can drink this during the week and probably not be demotivated to go to the gym in the morning
Not small.
and not small.
You know who I feel like would absolutely love this?
Who's that?
Our guy Todd Dunkel.
I agree. Todd
Because
Dunkel would like that.
Todd is
Yeah.
notorious for having multiple beers before like a random
Yes.
Thursday weight
He-
session. But
We
now
should
he can
slip
just-
some of these
yeah.
in his duffel bag.
And I also know Todd's a big IPA guy too.
He is.
This is
No.
fucking awesome.
So this has come full circle. 20 years ago, I tried my first Sam Adams, and now they're supporting the podcast, and I'm with the homies, and we're drinking beer, and I fucking love drinking beer. So this is just a big,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
a big
fucking
time.
What is there not to love about this?
That's what I'm saying, Trey. That's what I'm saying. So it's exciting. Like, make sure that when you go to your local pub, you're going to your grocery store. If you have not tried Sam Adams, the other thing is that, I've always been a big dark beer fan, but they have such a wide range of different beers that you can try. And they come out with seasonal beers, so there's something for everybody, which is awesome. Danny, what else do you want to talk about with beer?
With
Anything?
beer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're fucking small.
Well, no.
Cool.
What type of beers?
I'm just
what
kidding.
type
I'm
of
just
beers do you
messing
guys
with you.
usually gravitate towards? I know you're an IPA guy,
Yeah.
right? I'm more probably on the kind of like light and wheat
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of things. You're I
Light and
guess-
small.
Yeah. Trey was telling me he loves tequila, but now
Yeah.
he's
But the
just
fucking
doing-
Patron ain't sponsors, so fuck that. No.
no, but he's dipping his toe in with this because
I would tell you there's a black lager, a Boston lager, a cherry wheat, summer ale. What's the other one? There's literally I think they have 15 or
There's a
20
whole
different
bunch of
beers.
different ones.
There's
yeah.
a
So
whole
I know.
bunch.
So I remember when I first turned 21,
Mhm.
I went to the grocery store and honestly, I didn't know. I'm not that familiar with beer, so I didn't know exactly what to get. But I saw Sam Adams,
Yeah.
and I would get the variety packs.
Yeah, that's right. They do have variety packs.
Yeah. And so I would get the variety packs to taste test, see what I would like.
Yeah.
And then I did always find myself going back and getting a little bit of Sam Adams. You know what I mean? Having in my fridge, always
Nice.
have.
I forgot to mention that. That is one of the pluses
Yeah.
that I would try new ones
Yeah.
all the time because of the variety pack.
I think
Yeah.
they have a pumpkin one too, don't they?
Yeah, they have a
That-
brand
it's
new
not the
pumpkin one.
Oktoberfest. But
Yeah,
there's
we have
like
it
a
in the
pump-
fridge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And when you have visions, excuse me, because I'm drinking beer. When you have visions, I always thought. Are you ready for this, Cole?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm ready, I'm ready.
He
Now
hasn't
he's a
sat down yet.
philosophizer.
I watched the Nothing But a G Thing video about the same time. And although when they went in the house and they opened up, it was all 40s. As soon as we got this sponsorship, I had a vision of making sure that when you open our fridge at the office, it's all Sam Adams, just like a Dr. Dre video. It just keeps coming back to,
A rap music.
yes, Trey. I've built my whole life after rap videos, basically. Oh, all right. Let's cheers.
Yeah,
Sam Adams.
cheers again.
We're excited.
Yeah,
This
fuck
is
yeah.
awesome.
Sick.
Let's talk about this. What does podcasting on a weekly basis and in general over these last couple years, what's that meant to you, Danny?
What's it meant to
Yeah.
me?
What do you look forward to? What's some of the things you're excited about? Just overall.
I think the first word that popped in my mind was the accountability piece.
Yeah.
Just
Because we just know we're doing it.
Yeah, we know we're doing it, and then it just forcibly gives me a chance to take myself out of the work and actually just chop it up with you guys and have fun with it, and to just I don't know talk in a less serious setting. I guess it's a bit of a relief, to be honest,
Yeah.
especially with everything that's been going on in the last 6 months. Everything's been crazy, being pulled a bunch of different ways. We can kind of just take the guard down for a minute and then just talk as homies.
Yeah, I
So,
like that.
yeah.
How about you, Trayvon?
I would say my favorite part about podcasting is the reps.
Yeah.
So like being able to like just have a conversation and have it recorded that like people can hear and stuff because I mean, as you guys know, like I'm not like a big talker in general. So like being able to be forced to have the conversation, get it out there, like have people hear it, get familiar with me, like the vulnerability aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think that's like huge for growth and everything.
That was one of the things I was the most excited about having you on the
Yeah.
podcast. I knew Danny's awkward, so we need to let him talk. You
Shout out.
you don't talk very often, but got a lot to say, and I know that just by knowing you. Cole, I wasn't worried about. I knew he'd be just fine. But once again, like the reps to when then as you guys are building Varsity Creative, you know, Danny's got some other projects going on too. It's like your confidence that grows through these reps. You can't manufacture that. You
Yeah, for
have
sure,
to go
yeah.
through it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
definitely
sick.
the other part of it. Is like it just being thrown. Like I mean, you do it all the time.
Yeah, it's
with,
my
like,
whole
skits and shit. And with Max Ever Muscle, like I'm forced to like do some sort of acting or skit or something
Yeah.
like that, and I like absolutely hated it. Like at the very beginning, then after I'm like,
Well, you just give in.
yeah, well, I
I know
don't
you
really
have to be ready.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and I like the documentation of it, right? Because for me, if I learned anything from like early social media, is being able to go. This sounds funny, but it's like a big like Instagram is just like a big fucking scrapbook, right? Before like you had the things that we have now. So to
Yeah.
me, the pandemic really kind of made because it's like we were locking in our thoughts at such a weird time. We're never going to think like that again.
Yeah.
So when I go back to
Yeah.
listen to those daily fires or like when us Roundtable and I'm like, damn, like what, you know what I mean? So
weird.
I think it is weird. And
Yeah.
so I think having this much documentation, and if I think about anybody I look up to that isn't here anymore, it's almost like I wish they would have done more. And so us being like forced in a schedule, not forced, but willingly scheduling that, we're just going to be capturing our lives like the
That-
sponsorship.
Well, going off that too, something you've talked about multiple times is like having something for your kids like later on
100%.
to reference, and like that's something I've spoke about a little bit with like my the easiest example is my grandpa. Is like he was really good at storytelling and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, this would be so awesome if that could have literally been captured like
Yeah.
in like little mini episodes or something like that.
Well, and think about like you two, and maybe Cole too, might not have or like wanted to do this. You know, I kind of forced you guys to do it because I know you each individually have so much to offer, and I always wanted to do this stuff. Right from the first time I put that microphone on at Barbell Shrug, I was like, "This is fucking me."
That's it. Yeah.
But what I take pride in is that there's people I'm around that I know need to be on this stuff that might not want to be initially, but then they hopefully learn to like it because they do have a lot to offer. You know what I mean? So because I don't think it's all the way natural for any of you guys actually, but you guys have all adapted really well.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Go ahead, Cole.
Here, crack check.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Crack check.
There's the hashtag.
Yeah.
I would say for me, it's been like the impact of like, you know, one, just interviewing a ton of random people,
Yeah.
and like in a way that you would never ask the same questions in a normal setting.
Hell
you
no.
never get the same responses either.
Yeah.
Dude, what I realized so early about podcasting is that I'm even with Dustin or guys I've known forever, you're going to have a different pinpointed conversation when you put these on. It's just different because that's what you're there to do. When you're just hanging out, you could have some quality conversations, but it's never going to be that.
It's never as deep. Like this is like some real
No.
like thought. Like you're naturally wanting to express more because you know it could
Yeah.
add value.
Yeah.
Going off of that too, with the guest part, is like I know it's made me a better listener in general because then I feel like I like ask like better questions. They're
Yeah.
not just like surface level questions, or like if we have somebody like like Matt Brown or some of the West Side guys,
Yeah.
like they've been asked the same questions over
Oh,
and
yeah.
over and over and over again. So it's like what else can we ask them that they haven't been asked before that will kind of open up a can of worms?
We're getting different stuff out of people for sure.
Yeah.
Which Matt we need to have on soon.
Yeah.
100% because of that. We'll
I
do
said
the
that
same-
because he's
Yeah.
literally in the gym.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
like literally
that's why,
one room
yeah.
over.
Shout out. Yeah.
That, and also like the connection you have with like just people over the internet. Like just from this
Yeah.
podcast, there's been tons of people that have reached out that always, you know, it's really interesting to like get a message from someone you would never even think listens to the podcast, or like someone that you know personally that you may not have talked to them, but they're like, yo, I really like fuck what
Yeah.
you guys are talking about on the podcast.
That's probably the craziest thing. Is
I never understood it either.
I can't say it enough. You never know who's fucking listening. You just never know. I mean, backstage passes a game day. Shout out Dan. Like, Dan was a huge podcast listener. Like, showing love on it. It's just like I've been in so many spots because of the podcast or daily fires or content because I just didn't know who was fucking listening to it.
So, like, you've had obviously the most extensive career in podcasting.
It's been like fucking 10 years.
Yeah. So, like, well,
Isn't that crazy?
How does this compare to the other ones? We don't have to necessarily name them.
Yeah.
But, like, how does this one set?
Well, I
stand
think
out?
what's interesting is they all had their own like situation, right? If we go all the way back to the MP Nation podcast, that's where I started. That's where I first got these headphones right after the Barbell Shrug. Had some cool guests, and it was like me just kind of getting my feet wet and understanding like mild production on pod, because I was into all of it, right? I wanted to understand like how to set everything up, how to record it, what we needed to do. I knew I was early to it, right? And then moving to with my initial one with Maurice, which was like less produced, but I think the quality content was really good. And then going to Business and Biceps, which was quality and good content. And then that kind of falling apart, and then moving to the Roundtable podcast, which I think is the most authentic. And I'll tell you why. It's because of the age group. It's because, we got 20s, mid-20s, 30s, 40s, and because of all of our different likes, dislikes, talents, interests. Like, I just think that there's not another panel that is this diverse and into this many different things and in this many different parts of life. That's why I think the value is so immense long term, and that's why I thought that going in, but that's why I was like, let's get these reps on the app first. Then we'll feel more comfortable when we go out. And then adding Kyle in, most recently in the last year to then capture everything on top of it and be here to chop it up. Like, it was like one of those things that I knew early on it can be great if we'll give it some time. And now this is like one of the indicators, having a big sponsor like this and getting more listenership. And so they each have had their own place that they've played. But I'm the most excited about this. I'm always the most excited about the newest thing you're working on.
Sure,
but the reason why is like you guys are like my brothers. We've been in the trenches in these businesses for years, and now I get just as excited to bring you guys out to the world. A lot of these motherfuckers have been listening to me, and we're going to get new people, right? But it's like I get the things I get to hear in these rooms, just me and the other guys we work with, now the whole world gets to hear. And I think that that's like really important. So that was my whole vibe around the evolution.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Boom, clip it.
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Let me drink this Just the Haze. You got something to say, Cole? You look like you're really thinking over there.
I just can't believe how fucking great this beer is. I'm really blown away.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I think this might be something I just go to. Maybe
Well,
on,
think
a
about
Sunday
this.
Or,
Well-
how would you program this? Like what?
Well, so here's the thing is, I think you could literally just drink it with your lunch.
Yeah.
Or with your dinner. The best programming would be you're heavy in training and you want to take part in some type of social event and you don't want to look like a fucking stiff.
There you go.
The
Yeah.
best move would be probably poured in a glass. No one's
yeah.
going to be able to tell the difference.
No one's gonna be able in if they try it.
And they're not going to. Yeah,
Dude,
that's my
I mean,
point.
this is
So
fucking killer.
because at the end of the day, that's why when I talked to Ryan from Sam Adams, I was like, he's like, excuse me, I'm drinking beer. He's like, yo, do you want to try the non-alcoholic? I'm like, no disrespect to the non-alcoholic, but when I drink, fucking, I'm ready to get it, right? I'm at the tailgate. I'm drinking fucking alcoholic beer because we only really drink on the weekends. But having a strategy for a lot of people have social mixers and these things that they're struggling with because then they're demotivated the next day. They ain't trying to get up at 5 a.m. after they drank 4 beers at the fucking whatever, the mixer with their, Rotary Club
happy
or
hour.
whatever. Yeah. So, right? So I think this is a good answer, having the Sam Adams, and a lot of people love IPAs. So this is right up the alley. So no, it's good. Podcasting. Anything else you can add to that, Trey? You guys?
No.
Nothing? Pretty good. All right. Well, shit. This is brought to you by Max Effort and Samuel Adams Beer.
Small arm Sammy, shout out.
Shout out Sam Adams.
Cheers.
Last cheers. Appreciate you. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your boy Corey G. That's at Small Arms Danny. At Trey Speed and the graphic gangster himself. We are out.